Okay, so recently I did some book tags that I had done in 2021 and compared them to how I felt now in 2023, and I'm going to continue on with that trend because I've just come across the next book tag that I did around this time roughly in 2021, and it looks really interesting. So it was the Bookaholics Anonymous book tag, and I'm excited to see what my answers were back then, and also to see what my answers will be now. So if you haven't joined me for any of my 2023 versions of 2021 book tags, basically what I do is I give you my answer in 2023, and then I go back and look at what my answer was in 2021, so that I give you both answers in the one video. Before we get started, if you haven't already, please do subscribe. It really does help my channel. Hit the notification bell, ding, and hit that all prompt so that you are notified each and every time I upload a video. If you have any comments, thoughts, and or questions, down in the comments is the place to leave it. Let's get right on in. Prompt number 1 for the Bookaholics Anonymous book tag is, what do you like about buying books? Oh gosh, I wonder what I said back in 2021. But in 2023, I guess I like buying them so that I can have them on my shelf as memories. These days I'm more focused on listening to audiobooks, but I still buy the physical books for that purpose. I like having them on my bookshelf as just as physical representations, but also for the memory of whenever I'm looking at my bookshelf, it reminds me of, certain things to do with the book, whether it be certain scenes that I enjoyed or certain scenes I may not have enjoyed, or just memories surrounding the time period with which I was reading the book. So yeah, I think what I like most about buying books would be to have the physical representation of that memory for myself. Let's see what my answer was in 2021. Wow, how different things were back in October of 2021. Yeah, so in Melbourne, Australia, we were still going through the lockdown because of the COVID outbreak, and my answer in 2021 very much revolved around that whole situation. It wasn't so much that I liked buying books, it was that buying books was a necessity. I wasn't able to go to the library because the library was closed owing to the lockdown, and the only way to consume the book was by purchasing them online. So my answer wasn't so much this is why I like buying books, but more I buy books out of necessity. And my answer in 2023 is to have them in my bookshelves so that I have those memories of reading the book, reading certain scenes in the book, and things that happened around the time period when I was reading the book. The memories. Prompt number 2, how often do you buy books? This is interesting that I'm answering this now in October of 2023, because even had you asked me this question in, I don't know, July, I would have had of 2023, I would have had a different answer. But my answer nowadays is that I buy them when I need to. So I'm not as strict on my reading now as I was in 2020, 2021, 2022, and the first half of 2023. I'm now a lot less strict on myself, and so because of that, I only purchase books when I need to. So yeah, I am waiting on a book at the moment that I'm reading in November, which is Death of a Blueberry Tart by Leon Hollis, but otherwise, yeah, I don't purchase books that often. Go back about 2 months ago, I would say that I purchase anywhere from 10 to 13 books a month the month before, so that I can have them on me for the following month. I like to purchase these books for my TBR as early as possible, because I do read a number of cozy mysteries, and cozy mysteries take a while to get to Australia. So yeah, that would have been my answer then, but my answer now is I purchase them as often as I need to. It's, yeah, nowhere near as stressful as it once was. Let's see what my answer was in 2021. Yeah, exactly as I thought it was going to be. I budget to spend money on books once a fortnight, is what I was saying in 2021. So yeah, I also went on to talk about how there are American editions of books that I want and they take longer to get there. So yeah, everything I covered in my 2023 answer is my 2021 answer. So my October 2023 answer is I purchase when I want to, but my 2021 answer reflects the majority of my booktube career in that, yeah, once a fortnight I would start purchasing books for the following month's TBR. Prompt number 3 is an interesting one. Bookstore or online shopping, which do you prefer? I like both. I online shop more often than bookstore shop, and there's many reasons for that. I think the biggest one being convenience. It's just easier for me to just type in the book I want, click pay, and it's done. And I'm really busy these days, so yeah, if purchasing online works, then why not? But in saying that, I do love going into bookstores. And I don't remember the last time I went into a bookstore when I did not purchase a book. It just kind of feels wrong for me if I go into a bookstore and I don't purchase a book. So, yeah, but we used to have more bookstores in my area than we do at the moment. There's only one bookstore in my area, and we're very lucky that we have that one. We used to have at least 2, and I'm talking about bookstores that sell new books, not secondhand stores. We have, I think, 2 or 3 secondhand bookstores, but bookstores that sell new books, I think we had, actually, I don't know, I apologize, we had 3 in the area. I don't know about the 3rd one, if it's still up and running or not at the moment, but there are 2 main ones that I can think of that I used to love going into, and one of them is gone. The other one I visit when I can, which probably ends up being like twice a year at most. But yeah, I'll be honest, I prefer bookstore more, but I do online shop more in 2023. I'm having a look at my answer for 2021, and I was a lot more animated in that one than I am in this one. I apologize. I'm having to film this video earlier, so forgive me. I'm sitting here with my coffee if I don't sound as animated as I normally do. But in my 2021 edition, I'm saying, look, I do prefer to go to a bookstore than order online, but the problem is I prefer to get American editions of books rather than the Australian or UK, and in Australian bookstores we tend to have UK editions, so as much as I prefer to go to the bookstore, it kind of becomes a waste of time because I go into the bookstore and they don't have the edition I want, and then I ask the retailer if they can get the edition in that I want, and they can't, which takes me back to, oh my gosh, what is that book called by Sarah Penner? The Lost Apothecary. I will always remember that experience. I went into the bookstore that is still around in my area, and I said to the lady, I said, yeah, do you have The Lost Apothecary? She's looking, she goes, no, we don't have this one, but we can get it in. And then she said, oh wow, I love this cover. And the cover I have is the hardcover US edition, and it is beautiful. And I said, yeah, that's actually why I want to purchase it. She goes, oh, that's lovely. We can get it in. We just can't get in that cover. I said, oh, well, yeah, seriously, the whole reason I want this book is because of the edition, so we'll just leave it this time. So I understand where I was coming from in 2021. I do much prefer to go to a bookstore, but I do love my US editions, so it's hard when I go to a bookstore and don't see those US editions in store, or the store can't get them in. So there you go. Okay. Prompt number 4 is, do you have a favourite bookshop? I do, and I probably mentioned it in this video. I want to see, I'm trying to scroll ahead to see if I included, I did! It's called Robinson's Bookshop. In the 2021 video, I actually put pictures up of the bookstore I'm literally thinking of, the one that I was talking to you about with the Lost Apothecary. Yeah, it's called Robinson's, Robinsons Bookshop, and yeah, I love them. The from their dark wood floors to their beautiful dark wooden built-in bookshelves. It's just a beautiful, beautiful bookstore. I love walking around it. So yeah, that's my favorite book shop. The randomness of these questions. So yeah, 2023 answer, Robinson's Bookshop, and 2021 answer, also Robinson's Bookshop. Prompt number 5, do you pre-order books? I have, but it's really not common for me to pre-order. I think I pre-ordered once, maybe possibly twice in my life, and I'm not going to ever do that again. I just don't think it's worth pre-ordering. When you pre-order, you're just, what is it Cartman says? A pre-order is just a promise to buy later or something. Which is true. And I understand, I get how pre-ordering can help an author because, it's the whole statistics and the publishing company looks at the statistics of the pre-orders, and I understand that. But the publishing company also looks at the statistics of the sales of the book once it is published, like once it is publicly available. So yeah, I have done it at least once, maybe twice, and never again. It's just not my thing. I much prefer to not pre-order. There you go. Yeah, so 2023 and 2021 answer are the same. It was 1 or 2. The one I know for sure that I did was oh my gosh, I just saw it a moment ago because in my 2021 edition, The Fires of Vengeance by Evan Winter. I pre-ordered that one, but that was because there was going to be a buddy read of The Rage of Dragons and The Fires of Vengeance, and I read The Rage of Dragons and then was having trouble with The Fires of Vengeance, so I actually couldn't do the buddy read. It wasn't my buddy read, someone else was doing it, and I wasn't able to commit to that one at that time, so I pre-ordered in order to have the book on time for the buddy read. But yeah. Same answer in 2021 as it was in 2020, as it is in 2023. 1, maximum 2, that's all. Prompt number, whatever we're up to. Prompt number 6. Do you have a monthly book buying limit? Yes, I do. Yeah, I'm not going to say what that limit is, but I do have a limit, yes. And I always have the goal to not go over that limit, and so that's a fortnightly limit. So yeah, every fortnight, if I want to go and purchase books, I do, and yeah, I have my limit that I can go up to, and I do everything to ensure that I'm not going to go over that limit, and I haven't really. I know, like, I've ordered books on behalf of my mum, and she has sometimes gone over what my limit would be, but for me, I'm pretty good at sticking with my limit, and my limit does include delivery fee, so it'd be cheaper, a much cheaper limit, but yeah, easier limit to hit if I was going into a bookstore, but I order the majority of my books online. So yeah, do I have a monthly book buying limit? Yes, I do. And do I stick to it? Absolutely, I do. And it will be the same answer, I'm sure, for 2021, but I'll just confirm. So I made a very good point in 2021 that I did not make so far in 2023, which is that I will do everything I can not to go over my limit, although if I do go over by like $1 or $2, that's fine, but otherwise I prefer to be under budget than over. However, let's just say that my limit was $100, just to give an example, and I was spending $50. Then what I would do is I would actually go out of my way to purchase another book because I still have money in my budget. So, and that's very true to this day as well. There are books that I always have on the back burner that I want, whether it's an updated edition of a book or whether I've listened to an audiobook but just haven't purchased the physical of it just yet or something like that. Who knows? It could be anything. So I go, oh, I got more money. Do I have enough to get a book that I have in reserve? Yes, I do. Okay, I'll purchase it because it's in the budget. So yeah, I always get very close to hitting my limit. But yeah, 2021 answer and 2023 answer are exactly the same. There's no real change. The only sort of difference, I guess, is that I spend a lot less now than I used to because of the fact that I'm not buying as many books as I used to back then. I'm sitting here drinking my coffee, looking at these prompts, and I'm thinking, who in the world came up with these prompts because they're funny? Great way to laugh to start the day. Prompt number 7 is book buying bans. Are they something for you? As in, do I ever put a book buying ban on myself? And the answer to this is absolutely not. I mean, I understand that, some people may need to for whatever reason. We could speculate, but there's really no point. Some people might need to, and so therefore they enforce a book buying ban on themselves. I don't. I've never gone over budget, and if I ever have, it was by $1 or $2 at maximum, so I've never felt a need to place a book buying ban on myself. I'm trying to think of all the different possible options of a book buying ban, like the obvious one being no buying books this week or fortnight or month or whatever, and then the other one will be no buying Brandon Sanderson books, and then the next one will be no buying cozies this month. God, could you imagine? I would not be happy with that one. No buying cozies this month. It would not work. I need to at least buy one cozy a month. I'm really, really full on into my cozy mysteries at the moment, so it would just be weird to not buy a cozy this month. Alright, anyway, let's see what I said in 2021. So, after I read the question in 2021, my answer was ... no. It's funny, if you see the video, you'll know what I mean. Because, yeah, I had the same reaction to the question in 2021 as I do today. Like, have I ever had a book buying ban? No. I haven't needed to. And apparently the final question, and I'm just double checking if this is the final one. Yes, it is prompt number 8, how big is your wish list? Okay, it depends on who you ask. How big is the wish list that I've written up? I don't think I have one. How big is the wish list that Audible have created for me? I mean, every time I talk, even every time I just have a conversation with Audible, they want to add something to my wish list. It's like, oh yeah, you go ahead and add that to my wish list. The odds on me actually getting that audiobook, well, we'll see. But you can feel free to go ahead and add that to my wish list. It's not going to harm me or you. Go right ahead. Look, I have TBRs and I am very, what's the word? I very much stick to my TBRs. The only reason I wouldn't stick to a TBR, it would be unless there's a delivery delay or unless I DNF a book or shelve a book. But otherwise, I'm very structured in my reading. So therefore, I don't really have wish lists anymore. Like, oh yes, I would wish for this. And I know that probably sounds weird or wrong or whatever, but the thing is, I've been doing BookTube for over 3 years now. So things were different for me when I first started off. Now, reading is reading. Yes, I enjoy reading. I do love what I do love that I read, but it's different seeing things after doing BookTube for 3 years than doing it when I first began in 2020. So for me, no, I don't have wish lists. I have goals. I have, goals, schedules, TBRs, SAS lists, for serious about series, stand lists for standalones. So I have goals of things that I want to achieve when it comes to my reading and books I want to read. But do I have wish lists? Not really. But I am interested to see what wide-eyed young booktuber Mr. Francy had to say in 2021. So I'm just going to have a look. I'm saying the exact same thing in my 2021 edition. I'm saying, I don't exactly have a wish list. The closest I have is my next year's TBR. It would have been interesting to see what my answer would have been in 2020. Yeah, look, that's the thing. Do I have books that I want to read? Yes. Do I see them as a wish list? I guess it depends on what it is. Like, will the next Amish Candy Shop book by Amanda Flower be on my wish list? Yes, because I am very excitedly awaiting am eagerly anticipating the release of that book. As with the same with the Secrets and Scrabble series by, oh gosh, I'm not in front of my bookshelf at the moment, Josh Lanyon. And what was the other one? Oh my gosh, I can't think of what her name is. Libby Klein, Poppy McAllister. So I need to read the latest Poppy McAllister book, which I will be doing this month in October, but then the next one that comes out, I'll be eagerly anticipating again. So yeah, I have eagerly anticipated releases that are coming up, but as far as do I have a wish list? Not really, no. And that's it. Those are all the prompts in the Bookaholics Anonymous book tag. So I tag anyone and everyone who wants to do this tag. It was interesting waking up and doing this tag. I hope you don't mind having waking up Mr. Francy with you as I sit here with my coffee and do this tag. It was a great way to wake up and do something fun. And yeah, if you have any comments, thoughts, and or questions, let me know in the comment section below. How would you answer these questions? Let me know that as well. But in the meantime, that is where I am going to leave it. Then you will go with peace, blessings, and so much love. Please do be kind and love one another and spread your sparkling energy all throughout the world. And until next time, happy reading. Bye everyone.